Hi everyone, welcome to AquaBloomBoutique. So I know that I was supposed to be doing live for the 12 day of Christmas crafting, but I kind of put the bar too high, so going live is a little bit difficult. So I'm going to be just recording, doing Premiere. So today we are going to be learning how to sew a fleece hat. So I use this pattern from Crafty Gemini. If you guys don't know who she is, her channel is Crafty Gemini and her name's Vanessa. So she also has a tutorial on her channel, but I'm going to show you guys how I do mine on my channel. So you guys can get the pattern from Vanessa's website. So I will link her website down in the description below if you guys want to do the same hat. It's going to be my first time, so bear with me. I think I can do it. It doesn't look too hard when I watch Vanessa's tutorial. So if I can do it, you guys can do it, okay? So I already print out the pattern. And when you print these out, you need to print them at the actual size. You don't want it to do fit to size because the pattern will be off, okay? So print at actual size. And yeah, that's it. So we are going to be taping this. Let me grab some tape, and then I'm going to be trimming it down so I can overlap it. So for these, I'm using fleece. So I bought this beautiful fleece. You can get a ton, like Joy has a ton of variety, different colors and pattern. But I'm going to be doing a unicorn. So I was like, oh, this is a perfect unicorn fleece hat. And then I'm going to use this white as the applique part for the unicorn. And then this is from Angela Jasmina. She sold vinyl, like this embroidery vinyl. This is not HTV. So they have a canvas backing this. I'm going to use this for the unicorn horn. Yeah, so what we have to do is tape this. So I have to cut this part off so I can tape it together. You can use scissor if you want to. I just thought, oh my gosh, okay, I trimmed off a little bit, just a little bit too much. I think that you're better off with a scissor because with this, I think it should be fine. Just like 1/16. I can just add it right here, like 1/16 right here. It says I trim off 1/16. And you can also check if you print out the right size by checking this 1 inch square. If this is 1 inch, then you print out the size correctly. If it's not, that means you didn't print it on the actual size. So here we go. So it's actually 1 inch by 1 inch. So I printed out correctly. I'm just going to be taping this. So this is a child size. So she has a child and a adult size. But we're not making this part, so I'm not gonna be cutting this. I just need this pattern right here. So now I'm done taping it. So I'm going to be cutting it now. Cutting out. So now I'll just be cutting it out. are done. So now I'm going to be preparing, I'm going to be cutting out the fleece, okay? So I can go in and border it. I'm going to be using Applique design, and I will also link that. I'll show you guys later. Hey you guys, so you guys see here that I already lay out my fabric. So you want to fold, this is a selvage, okay? So you want to fold it over because you need, so you're going to, because this is on the fold, so that's why you have to, the pattern call for the fold right here. You have to cut it on the fold for the I think this is like the ear flap, so it calls for the fold here, so you can sew. This is the back and this is the front. So this is going to be the front of your hat, and this is going to be the back, and this is the flap. So that's why it's you have to fold your fabric, and you want to. This is the cross-white grain because it's the most stretchy, and you want it this part to be parallel to the cross grain because that's the most stretchy part, and it's gonna go over the head so it can stretch, expand. So that's the reason why you have to fold it this way with the selvage over instead of the cross grain over this way. If you do it this way, you fold this way doesn't have a lot of stretch, you see that? So you do not want to fold it from this way over. So yeah, so from Vanessa's video, since this pattern is only for the flap, you can cut how long you want for the hat. So this is going to be the top of the hat. So Vanessa's video, she called for 15 inch. You have to kind of experiment, like she said, because it's just whatever look you want on the top. So I want the loopy pom-pom on top, so I'm gonna do a little bit different. I think she just cut her with French, but I want to try to do a loop, and I'm gonna show you guys how to do that because there's no instruction on how to sew this. I just kind of watch her tutorial. She only have the pattern, there's no instruction. I think the instruction's on her blog, but she doesn't have instruction for the loopy pom-pom on top. So I'm gonna be showing you guys how to do that. So I want it to be 2 inch because 2 inch plus, since it's gonna be a loop, I have to fold it. I have to fold the loop over to form a loop. I have to add another 2, so I'm gonna try to do like 15 like her, but I'm gonna add 5 inches in case. So that'll be about 20. So I'm gonna cut 20 from the bottom of the ear flap, 20 inches long, okay, lengthwise. I'm gonna scoot this over so I have enough room. So you need to cut you need to cut 2 of these, okay, because one is for the lining inside and then one is the outside piece. So here we go, we're gonna be cutting. You guys could use scissors, but I just like using my rotary cutter. This part is a little bit tricky. It's really curvy right here. My the rotary cutter is not even that sharp. So I have to trim a little bit. And that's fine. I didn't like that I have all these extra sticking out. I'm trying to cut it off. So I'm gonna use this ruler to cut off this sizing. Sorry, my child is screaming next door. You guys gonna hear that? So from this ear flap, I need to cut it to 20 inch. So you're gonna put all the way to the ear flap. So hey you guys, so I am going to be making 2 hats. So this is my second hat I'll be cutting. I think with the scissors probably easier because this curve was a little bit too complicated for me. So I can try to cut it from this side. So I'm making these for my second daughter, Kalanta, for her and her friends. So tomorrow's their last day of school. So this is like a last minute winter holiday gift. So it seems like this is a pretty quick sew, so we'll see how long it takes me. I think it's just the cutting and the embroidering probably going to take a little bit longer, but I think the sewing should be fast. So I'm going to cut this all the way to 20 inch. 20 inch. I think this is about 1.5 yards or something, and it can only make 2 hats out of this because this side does not have enough to fold. I got this one done. I think if you cut a bunch of them and just embroider it, that you can sit and sew everything. I think it should be a fast process. But if you're gonna cut one and then embroider one and just go sit down and sew and then come back and do later more, do more of them later, it probably be much more time. So it's probably easier to just do everything all at once. So I was supposed to do a scarf. I will do that scarf. I'm gonna do the scarf. And scarf, you don't have to sew them because these fleece does not. You could do a no sew scarf and just embroider. But I'm going to sew mine so it's a little bit heavier because I'm going to fold it over. So you'll have two pieces instead of one piece. So it'll be like a little bit thicker. And I'm going to be trying to make it for my daughter's. It's a teacher gift, so you'll see that later. So it's kind of like last minute gift because I thought that their school's gonna be out next week, but tomorrow's already the last day. So I have to do everything tonight, whatever I want to give for the teacher. So what I do here is I start off over here. So I line 0, like where the end of the ruler is, with this flap, and then I try to line it over here. That's why I use this large quilting ruler, so you can line here and then line over here, so I can just go all the way down to where I need to go. So it's already parallel over here. And I just cut it to 20 inch. And when I get to 20, all I have to do is just turn over here and then cut it right here. So there we go. So I have all my flap cut. So I will show you guys the embroidery part, how we embroider it and then sew it together. I will be using my multi-needle because I didn't want to pull out my sewing machine, my single needle. So we're gonna go to my multi-needle. So you guys, the design is 5x7, so I am going to be cutting a tearaway. Not tearaway, this is cutaway. This is a medium weight cutaway stabilizer. I think you can get away with tearaway. So I'm just going to use cutaway and just use one sheet. And I'm using the 5x7 hoop that comes with my machine. And all I have to do is just hoop this. I could use my mighty hoop, but since I have this small row of cutaway, I'm just gonna use this 5x7 hoop, and it's okay. I will hoop it. Probably to adjust this a little bit. There we go. All I have to do is just tighten this So I need my handy little tool right here to tighten this. I think, you know, you guys see my trouble on Monday with the single needle. I think it's because I haven't used it for a while. I might have to sell that so I can make space. I don't know, I bought it as a backup, but I barely use it. So I probably make space. I'm gonna sell it again so I can make space. So for the new year, after the 12 days of Christmas, I'll be trying to clean as much as I can. If I don't finish, I will clean a little bit more in the new year. So it's all done, you guys. So we're gonna go to the machine now. So we're gonna start doing the applique. Hey, you guys. So I already set up my machine and I set up the embroidery image already. So I turned this image upside down because I want the excess fabric hanging this way. So you guys see what I'm doing a little bit. So I haven't assigned my color yet, so I'm going to be assigning the color. I'm not going to be showing you guys that, so I can finish that. And then I'll show you how I'm going to place the front piece of the, you know, the fleece here. So you guys, I'm gonna be embroidering right now. I'm gonna be hitting this button right here. So this is doing the placement stitch first. So I know where to place my front piece. So I need this to be able to know where I'm going to be placing the fabric, and then I have to go back to this step again so I can do the applique. Okay, so you guys, I'm gonna be drawing a center point using these two markers right here so I can see where the center is at. So this is the center, and then this is, it's not long enough. I don't think I needed that part. So I don't think the fleece has a right or wrong size, so let me check. It seems like this one, the fleece is more flat. This one's a little bit more raised, so I think this is the right side. Yeah, you guys can see the difference. This is a little bit flat versus this one's fuzzy, so I think the fuzzy is the right side. So I'll be placing. So in the tutorial that I watch, Vanessa said leave about 3/4 or an inch, and then I'm just gonna be leading an inch because you need that extra to sew, okay? Because you're gonna top stitch and also sew it, so you need to leave about 3/4 or an inch. And I think I'll do about an inch. Or about 3/4. If I do 3/4, it's about the length of this hoop. So I think that's what, I guess I'll just do 3/4. Because this is the exact width from here to the hoop over here, so I don't have to mark anything. And then I fold it in half so I can find my center, once you fold it in half, let's spray this. So I have to spray it so I can lay it flat. You need this basting spray. So I spray it already, and then I'm gonna So now it's all good to go, you guys. So this will be hanging out. Since I spread it's this fleece is actually pretty sturdy, so it has weight to it, so I don't think anything will come off. And I'm not going to be using heat and bond since this is not a t-shirt, this is just a hat. So my fleece, to applique this part, I'm not going to use heat and bond at all. So I'm just going to be applique it straight on, and these does not fray, and I don't think they will shrink that much because it's polyester, it's not cotton. So let's go back to the embroidery machine. So now we're doing the applique part. So let me put this in here, and then I have to go back to the first step to do the placement stitch, so I know where to place my fabric. So I'm just gonna go back to 0 and let it do the placement stitch again. So it's done with the placement stitch. So I'm going to be hitting this button right here. I'm going to be hitting this right here so I can pull out. You see that? It pull out so I can see where I put my fabric. So I'll just put my fabric on and push it back. So for the tack down stitch, it's going twice around. I mean, most people only do one time around, but this digitizer decided to make it go 2 rounds. I mean, I don't think it's necessary to do 2 rounds, but some digitizer do that, but most just do, you know, 1 tack down stitch because it's gonna be covered up with satin stitch. This is a satin stitch design, so If I digitize this, I wouldn't do like 2 rounds of tack down stitch. It's not necessary. So be very careful that you don't trim the bottom, okay? Oh my gosh, I think I will have to take this out because this has a lot of curve, like the hair part. Let's see if I'm not going to cut all around. I'm just gonna cut this part because this is the part where I need to do more applique, like the hair and the unicorn horn. So I can avoid like taking it off. I mean, you can use whatever material you want for applique. Just make sure you know what kind of material is it, that it's washable. But since I have this white fleece, I just thought that, you know, just use a white fleece. Okay, so trim. You know, since I use my multi-needle all the time, it's just so hard for me to go back to like the single needle. So you guys saw me have a real struggle on Monday. So I will just be finishing all my project with the multi-needle. So I'm not going to cut the last piece down there because it's all the way down there. So I'll take it out and cut it before the final stitch, which is a satin stitch. So I only need to take it out the hoop one time and cut everything out. So there we go. Let's do the next step. So the next step is the hair. For the hair, I decided to just use the sing fabric for the hair. So I want the pink to show, so I'm gonna use this pink section. So you guys get the gist of doing the applique, so I'm going to stop the video here. And then the last part is just sewing the hat together and cutting the French. So I'll be showing you guys, I'm not doing French, I'm doing loops. So I'm going to show you guys how to make a loop instead of French, and I'll show you guys in the next part. So you guys, the last thing is for me to do the satin stitch. So I forgot that, you know, since this is fleece, it has texture and it's a little bit thick. The satin stitch might sink in, so I decided to put it water soluble on top. So you guys, I will link. There's so many brands out there. I guess any water soluble works. So I don't know what brand is it. I got this a while back, and you can get it on Amazon, or if you have a Joanns, you can get it from Joanns too. So anyways, that's all I'm gonna tell you guys, and then we're gonna be sewing them after this. So I am preparing to sew the hat together. Since I'm making this, I already finished this one. This is how it look. So I made the pom-pom here like loopy like this instead of French. So I have to fold it down. I'll show you guys how to do that. It's really easy. So all you have to do is find the right side. So this is the right side. So the right side, and to create the French, you have to fold this down. Since we give that extra, so we can fold it down like this, and I'm folding it down to 2.5 because I give 5-inch extra when I to the pattern. So I feel like it might be a little bit heavy, but it's really pretty, and especially this is a rainbow. I mean, I could have like went with a different lining, so I could do more rainbow unicorn, but I didn't have other colors, so I just did all the rainbow. I mean, if I went with a different, then the inside here wouldn't be rainbow. That's why I have to do 2 rainbows. Just thought about it because the lining also pop up. So I'm just measuring 2.5. So 2.5. I'm going to pin it down. So we're going to do this for the lining and the outside fabric, which is the main fabric, to create the loop pom-pom. So I measure outside, and then I find the middle, and then I'll do the middle. So I marked the 2 outside. So now I just have to do the middle one. So this is already 2.5. Since these move, so I'm going to, they're a little bit stretchy, so I'm just gonna pin it some more. There we go. So the lining's done. So now I'm doing to the main fabric. Oh, I actually put it wrong. So it was supposed to be right side back. So this one is wrong. I was supposed to do it from the right side. So this is the wrong side. I'm supposed to do it this way. So I'll do this again. So that's all you have to do, and then I will show you guys how I sew it when I finish pinning this on the sewing machine. Hey you guys, so I'm over here. I'm going to be showing you guys, this is going to be a 1/4 inch seam allowance. So I usually sew this side up so I see where this is at so I can line it. So 1/4 inch seam allowance. So you just line up this edge with the feet of the presser foot. That's all you have to do, and then you just sew a straight stitch. So let me show you guys. I'm gonna be sewing one for you guys. Sorry about all this mess over here. I have not been cleaning at all, so it's a mess. I'm gonna be doing a series of cleaning again and organizing. I could have did 3 inch, like pull this down 3 inch instead of 2.5, but I thought it would be safer just because I only add the 5 inch extra. So I'm doing this side now, and hopefully you guys got that, and I'll show you guys how I cut the fringe and then finish off the. So in order to cut the fringe, you can use a rotary cutter or you can use a scissor. I use a scissor because I want to make sure I don't cut through the stitch that I made here. So, because sometimes with this I could go over it a little bit, and I'm only doing 1 inch. So it's perfectly aligned with this, so I'm going to use my cutting mat as a guide, and I'm just cutting 1 inch. If you want the fringe, the loop to be skinnier, you could cut probably 3/4 or a half. I think a half is just too tiny for me, so I like the 1 inch. And then 1 1/4 or 1 1/2 might be too big for me, so 1 inch is perfect for me. So make sure you don't cut through the stitch. So you're gonna repeat this with the front piece. And these, you can make these to sell at craft fair too, because you can make these ahead. There's no personalization. They're super cute. There's other design that you guys can do. Maybe next year I'll think about doing it at a craft fair and do Christmas design, so I can get a couple done. before. Yeah, plus the fleece are really cheap, so they're inexpensive. Anyway, so I will show you guys how I finish sewing this part, and then how to finish up the hat, the beanie. We're almost done. So in order for us to sew this hat, beanie, or fleece hat, whatever you guys want to call it, beanie, fleece hat, I need to do right side to right side. So this is the right side because I have the unicorn, and then this is the right side because we sew this in the back. So it's right side to right side, and you just align this, and pin it down, and sew it right here. And then I'll show you what step you need to sew next. I just like to pin this so it doesn't shift. Yeah, baby cloud. And then I will be pinning down here. So I will show you guys how I sew after I pin it. Okay, you just pin it all around here, and then the seam allowance also a 1/4 inch. So I will do that on my machine. So what I love about this project is I don't even, you guys see, I didn't have to iron anything, because fleece, I think these fleece are 100% polyester. So polyester is like, you don't really have to iron. This project doesn't need ironing enough, so I can just sew it without ironing or do anything extra. Just the preparation that I have to do to cut and, you know, embroider it. So all you have to do is just do a 1/4 inch seam allowance and just follow everything here, like this outline. And when you get close to the needle, to the pen needle, just take it out. This, use your hand like this, try to maneuver it like that. Guide the fabric instead of, you know, pushing the fabric. I'm not pushing the fabric, I'm guiding the fabric only, because your feed dog's already pulling the fabric through. So the feed dog is the feet under the machine that pull the fabric through. So you don't need to be pushing it, you just guide it and let the machine pull it through. And then just make sure the fabric here are lined, the edges are lined correctly. So go really slow on this curvy part. You can always go slow. Don't try to rush this part. Okay? So my machine has this cutting, so I just cut it without trimming it. So you're done with that step. So this next step is the closing. So I just take off the pen that I put here earlier. You're not supposed to sew it down like that. You're supposed to open it up like this, open it up, and then fold it over. So like this, you know, we did it like this, where we sew this part. So now we open it up, and then we match this side. You see this side? We match this side to this side. That's all, you guys. That's all we have to do. And I can push this out so it's out of the way. Excuse me, you guys. So all I have to do is just pull this flap out, and then I just align this. So remember, open up, and then the long side with the long side, and then you match the thing that we sewed just before this. Since these fleece are a little bit thick, I just use clip, and then I'll line up the edge of the loop over here. And I'll clip one more, wait, two more. And then clip this side. Make sure I line these up. So this is the last step, you guys. That's it. There is only actually two seams in the top stitch. So two seams in the top stitch, and then you're done. Then all you have to do is just tie this the loop at the top, so it'll form like a pom-pom. So I know that I put the pen really close here, so I'm gonna put it up here because I'm gonna start as close as I can where these two fringe meet right here, where I make the stitch here. So it's a little bit bulky right there, so I'm gonna try my best to sew it. Yeah, so I did a back stitch, and then you see this is not lying, like the bottom is sticking out more, so I just pull it over the top one over, try to align it. So my stitch length is 2.5, but when I do the top stitch, I'm going to do 3. My stitch is going to be changed to 3. that's all, you guys. So I'm gonna be clipping these threads off. That's it, you guys. I'll show you what to do at the table over there. Oh, so you guys, I forgot before I show you guys how to tie the pom-pom off. We had to do a top stitch. I forgot that. So we did our two side seams, which is the flap and the back seam. So now we need to top stitch this. So what we do is we pull. This is the top, right? This is the front. So I have to pull the lining. So I put my hand through it and just pull the lining through it. So now it's one piece like this. So now I change my stitch length to 3. And then I'm going to be using clip to hold it in place so I can do my top stitch. So what you do here, just clip it. So the reason we top stitch is because we want this to stay flat in place, okay? If you don't top stitch this, you see it could roll, or the lining could roll up like that when the child wear it. So if you top stitch, it could prevent that. I feel like this hat's a little bit heavy because the pom-pom, since I didn't do the French, I did a pom-pom, and it has extra weight since you have to add like double the length of the French to form a loop, right? So I like to start from the back so the front will look clean and nice. So there's the seam here. I don't want to start over that. So I'm going to start just a little bit before it. I didn't want to start on it because of the bulkiness right there. I'm gonna go back. I mean, if you guys have sewn mass, you guys can sew anything. I still have a hard time with the mask, especially the pleated one. I think the other one is easier. I just don't like the pleat. The pleated mask was a little bit tricky because of the pleat. I didn't get it. So if you guys were sewing masks to sell, you guys can sew anything. So since you see this, I did sew over my design because we left the 3/4 extra length right there, so it didn't go over the design, which is awesome because that's what we wanted. It's a little bit of the lining peeking out. I don't like that, so I'm trying to push it down. I love this machine. This is a kind of like a semi-industrial sewing machine. Like instead of having a industrial machine, this one is a little bit portable. I mean, it's still super heavy, but then at least like I don't need the oil pen. I mean, it'd be nice, but this machine acts almost like one, so I mean, it could do almost all the things that an industrial machine can do, but it's probably just not as fast. So we're getting to close. Make sure you go over it where we start and then just back it up. That's all you have to do, and then trim it off. That's it, you guys. That is all you have to sew now. And now we're going to be finishing out the pom-pom here. So I'm going to take you guys to my cutting table now. So we're over here, the cutting table. And this is how the hat look. It's finished already. We just have to tie the pom-pom. So I'm going to cut a strip from this, the leftover fabric here. So I wanted the cross grain. I think there's a cross grain here. So I am just doing a 1-inch strip, like 1 1/4 strip, about 1 1/4. I'm gonna be cutting that. So we're gonna use this to tie it off, and then I just need to I just need 14 inches. So that's all. I just need that strip, and then everything look good now. So you just pinch it to how you want it to look. It's a little bit tricky here because I didn't want it to be. I think I want to do the. I want it to be as evenly distributed. Like that. And I just tie it like this. Okay, fix it how you want it, and then tighten it up. Tighten it. Just do 3 knots so it doesn't come off. And I don't need this piece. If I'm doing French, I would have leave it, but since I'm not doing French, I'm just gonna cut it. Cut it off. It's in the back, and you're gonna cover it up with the loop. So they're not gonna, I mean, if they lift it up, they could see it, but you know, if they don't lift it up, they're not gonna see. And just spread the loop around, and you guys are done. You guys are done. I love this ombre rainbow fleece. I got this last year. I was going to make these, but didn't have the time last year. So I'm glad. I mean, I still didn't have time. I made this like last minute, and my kids need it tomorrow because tomorrow's their last day of school, which is I think tomorrow is the 17th. Yeah, I thought their school would be out next week, like next week Tuesday or Wednesday, but you know, it's not. They're out for winter break tomorrow, so I gotta make these last minute. So this was supposed to be a video for yesterday, but which is Wednesday, right? It's supposed to be on Wednesday, and then but I finally got it done. So you guys, if you guys want to make these, try it out. Search for Picker embroidery applique design on Etsy. They have different design. They didn't have the unicorn, so I got this from Ohana Applique embroidery website. I tried to find a unicorn, and also designed by Juju has tons of Picker. They have a ton that you guys can look at and see which one you want. I like their Christmas one, but since Christmas is almost over, there's no point for me to make the Christmas design, so I just went with the unicorn or something that they can wear year round and not just for the holiday, for Christmas, you know. I know I'm like trying I am playing with the pom-pom. Anyways, I just love it, you guys. Like this color just make me so cheerful, make me happy to see this rainbow color. So I hope my daughter gonna love it and her best friend gonna love it. So yeah, that's it, you guys. Two pretty unicorn. I think I'll take some nice photo with it so I can put it at the end of the video so you guys can see how they're photographed, or I might try to photograph it like this. I'm not sure, but probably flat lay and then maybe one like this with the head. This is supposed to be an adult head and this is supposed to be a kid, but I mean, it's stretch and fit. I mean, Crafty Gemini Vanessa, she also have the pattern for adult, but you know, I don't know if adult want like a kid design here. Anyways, that's all, you guys. I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I hope you guys make your own for your own kids. They're pretty easy to sew up, really cute, and especially like if you can find some cute, like Joanns has tons of prints. So yeah, you guys take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video tutorial. Okay, bye you guys, bye bye.